What's going on, everybody? It's your boy DC NBA here, and today we're back with another video. We're going to be covering the Denver Nuggets. So if you guys do enjoy, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss one of these team breakdowns. We'll be going over all 30 teams before the season starts. If you guys missed any teams, just go back and look at the playlist that was made. And without further ado, let's get right into this. So there is a lot to talk about with the Denver Nuggets, and we're just going to get right into it. And the biggest question is, was the playoffs just a fluke, or is it a thing to come? And before we actually get into anything, I'm going to go break down the roster real quick, and then we'll talk about all the changes made in the offseason and what I think they'll do in the upcoming season. So starting at point guard, they got Jamal Murray, and they backing him up. We got Monte Morris. Shooting guard is Gary Harris and RJ Hampton. Small forward, Michael Porter Jr. and Will Barton. Power forward, Paul Millsap and JaMychal Green. And at center, we got Nikola Jokic and Bull. So they had a pretty eventful offseason. They lost Jeremy Grant to the Pistons, which is a big blow. Because he was very crucial for them. Very good 3-and-D player. Very good defensively, could switch on to multiple positions. But they signed JaMychal Green to try to replace him. Obviously, isn't as good, but something, right? And then they also re-signed Paul Millsap for a year, and they also drafted RJ Hampton. So there's a lot of questions about this team going to this season, like how good actually is Jamal Murray? Can Michael Porter Jr. and Bull be the stars we think they can be? And can this team actually make a title run this season? So starting off with the first question, I think Jamal Murray has the chance to be a top 10 point guard in the league next season. Offensively, he's very dynamic. He has the ability to create, shoot, drive, and occasionally make for other players. And there isn't really any reason he shouldn't be able to. There's no one taking the ball away from him or anything. It's really just going to be him and Jokic offensively and Michael Porter every now and then. But, yeah, I don't think that he'll be able to continue shooting 50% from three or anything like he did in the playoffs. But, yeah, he definitely has a good chance to average, 21 to 24 points per game on pretty good efficiency. And then, going to his star next to him, Nikola Jokic. He's still going to be able to run the offense. He's still going to be the best player on the team, and I don't really think that's going to be a question. But the thing is, I think that he really is going to need to be in shape for this season because they don't really have another center that I think is going to get any minutes besides Bull. They have Isaiah Hartenstein. You don't really want him on the floor. So there's this... so that's kind of a problem, because Bull, we don't really know what he is. We don't know how good he's actually going to be, especially because he's never played, a full NBA season. So I think Jokic being in shape and just being able to play 34, 36-ish minutes a game is going to be very crucial for this team's success. Moving on, we're going to go to Michael Porter Jr., who I think is going to have a pretty solid second season. He has shown that he can be a very amazing offensive player, at least scoring the ball wise. He has a pretty decent handle and can rebound the ball pretty well. But the thing is that the person behind him, Will Barton, is probably one of the best Swiss Army knives in the league who can do a little bit of everything. So Will Barton, if he didn't get injured, I think he'd still probably be the starter, because I think he's actually a very good NBA player. He can score a little bit, rebound, is a pretty decent playmaker, and can defend pretty well. So again, I think that it'll be a little bit of a competition between them to see who gets the starting job. Right now, ESPN is saying Michael Porter is, so I'm going to go off of that. But I think that those two are going to kind of be button heads, and hopefully it doesn't cause any problems and they can coexist. And, Michael Porter could obviously run some of the four, so hopefully they can be on the floor together. I think that's very good to know. So, yeah, hopefully they can work out. They don't want heads, and neither of them got to get traded. Next, we're going to be talking about R.J. Hampton, who I think was a very interesting draft pick. He's a guard who can do a little bit of everything offensively, but he isn't great at anything. He wasn't a very good shooter. He can kind of create his own shot. He's an okay finisher. He can kind of cut. Like, he's just okay at everything, but he's not great at anything. And he is a pretty bad defender. And I just don't think he fits this team, because you kind of have that in Michael Porter, who can't really guard anything, but he's shown that he can be a really good scorer. And you just don't know what R.J. Hampton's really going to be. So I think a bench role for him is going to be pretty good. But I still feel like they should have went with a 3-and-D player in the draft. I think that would have been just a little bit better. But, who knows? Maybe I'll be wrong. I don't know. For the rest of the players on this roster, you got some solid role players. Like Gary Harris is going to be your 3-and-D player. You got Paul Millsap, who's going to be pretty good. JaMychal Green can be a stretch for play some solid defense. So, this team has a lot of good pieces, and I think that they really do have a chance to do something in the playoffs, but I don't think this team is going to be a title contender. And I think that they have the chance to make the Western Conference Finals again, but I do not think that we'll be beating the Lakers, Clippers, etc. I just don't think they're there yet. I feel like they need another star. Maybe Michael Porter comes out as a god or something, then maybe. But I just think that it'll be very tough for this team to be like the Lakers, with so much star power. Or no, that's about it. The Lakers seem kind of unstoppable right now. But let's get on to the awards for this team. The MVP is going to be Nikola Jokic, Defensive Player of the Year, Paul Millsap, Sixth Man of the Year, Will Barton, Rookie of the Year, R.J. Hampton, Most Improved, Michael Porter, and the Best Addition is JaMychal Green. And like I said, I think they'll be a very good team, but I just don't know if they'll be at the top of the Western Conference. I have them going 46-26, which would be third. Very close to the Lakers and Clippers, by the way. But, yeah, I just don't think they have enough star power. I think that maybe they make a trade for Bradley Beal or something in the middle of the season. Completely changes that question. But, yeah, I just think that they'll be one of the better teams in the West. Again, probably be kind of the same like it was this year. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy the video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. All of my links will be down in the description to my Instagram and TikTok. Check out more content there. And thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.